Alright, I'm gonna let the video upload right quick. Alright, so we're up in here. This is Trump and G, of course, on the stock exchange. And this is that Trump canceled Fani Willis. So one of the more high profile cases around the country is this indictment of Trump down in Georgia for election interference, and it's being led by the Fulton County DA, Fani Willis, who's turned into somewhat of a celebrity. And she's made a lot of noise with prosecution of Trump and also Young Thug in Georgia, but also because of a relationship that was said inappropriate with her special prosecutor, Nathan Wade. And so Trump and his lawyers are trying to get Miss Willis removed from the case. They're trying to counsel her from the case. And they've reached out to the courts in the past based on her inappropriate relationship with the special prosecutor, and that she received benefits from the case, that she was overpaying him, and and those overpayments inured to her benefit in the form of vacations and lavish dinners and trips and so on and so forth. So then she also, after she was accused of that, she shortly went to speak at Big Bethel Baptist Church in Atlanta, where she made a speech accusing the defense of racism and attacking her because she was a woman, attacking her because she was black, so on and so forth, which courts don't like, because you're trying to, it can be seen as sort of inflaming the jury, or inflaming or prejudicing or tainting a potential jury pool. So Trump's lawyers have filed a motion with Superior Court of Fulton County, and they're making those same claims again. So they're getting more shots on goal. And Trump's lawyer, Steve Sadow, is becoming sort of a media darling, and he gets right to the point. He gets right to the facts in courts like that. And I don't think you can keep giving Trump and his lawyers more shots on goal. The more shots they get, the higher the probability they're going to score and get the results they're looking for. So in this new motion, they're saying that Willis's proper allegations of racism are especially pernicious in the administration of justice. And they point out how cases in the past where defense counsels have had cases dismissed because or prosecutors have had cases dismissed because defense counsel engaged in racist speculation and lacked merit, and was considered serious prosecutorial misconduct. That's what they're saying here. They're saying that Willis wrongly labeled defendants and their counsel as racist, and that's as severe as it gets. And they have a point, in my opinion, because they went after Nathan Wade because he was given his name, and the conduct in question was given to some of the defense attorneys by Nathan Wade's former business partner. They didn't just come and pick his name out of a hat. Somebody gave them Nathan Wade. They fingered Nathan Wade, and they described the relationship between Nathan Wade and Fani Willis to the defense attorneys. And when you have these defendants in these motions or in these indictments, 10, 15, 20 of them, and they're facing serious time, they'll say anything. They'll do anything to get out of these situations. They don't want to go to jail. And so Nathan Wade's business partner appeared to have given them a lifeline. And now they're back questioning Fani Willis's conduct after she was accused of misconduct with Nathan Wade. And they're saying that she wrongly accused the labor defendants and their counsel as racist. There was no evidence of it. And they're saying that moreover, Ms. Willis's speech remarked that her prosecution of the defendants was God's work, essentially inverted the presumption of innocence and thus shifted the burden of proof. So the burden shifting has resulted in plain error reversal because it seriously affects the fairness and reputation of judicial proceedings. This is the law they're pointing out. Okay. The motion goes on to say that it claims her attempt to obscure her own misconduct, almost like pointing the finger at them to obscure her misconduct involving her and Mr. Wade. It says the state's interpretation of speech that Willis was vague or that it was debatable to whom she referred is disingenuous at best. Willis's purpose was plain: to obscure her misconduct by falsely accusing the defense of racism. Willis's strategic use of pronouns was neither innocuous nor vague. Willis repeatedly used them, they, and linked these terms to her antagonists, white male Republicans. So she's basically was accusing Trump and other white male Republicans of racism and going after her because she was black, going after her because she's a woman, which may have resonated with the audience and with the congregation at Big Bethel Church, but Trump's defense attorney is saying it wasn't true. And it was misconduct. You're not supposed to inject race into these proceedings. And she had to have known that. It sort of goes back to a lot of the unprofessionalism of, in my opinion, of the Fulton County DA's office. In addition with that speech, also in terms of her relationship with Mr. Wade. I mean, they could have waited till the case was over before they got involved or what have you, but they're calling her out on it, and it seems like they have the facts on their side. And they also point out ethical violations. It says here, Willis's comments, speech, and courtroom behavior were flagrant violations for ethical duties intentionally wielded in direct contravention of some statute they cite. And it says against presumptively innocent defendants for her personal and political gain. To sidestep damaging facts, the state seeks to nail the law. It incorrectly restricts Williams, as the trial court did, to reach only comments on the guilt of the accused. So they're saying that her conduct was inappropriate. These are serious ethical violations, and you have people's lives on the line. Some of these people facing serious jail time for election interference, which they may or may not have done, but they're facing serious time. And Fani Willis at the church making speeches about race and saying that they don't like her because she's black, and they're going after her because she's a woman. They're going after Nathan Wade because he's black. And this is not a game. And that's what Trump's lawyers are pointing out to the court. Okay. They also point out that they want her disqualified. It says the elected district attorney of Fulton County, with news outlets trailing her every move, intentionally injecting false racist claims in a black church before potential black jurors who were celebrating MLK Jr. is quintessentially egregious. Willis's calculated and deliberate plan to prejudice the accused through unethical, racially charged media comments requires nothing less than disqualification. So they're trying to get her disqualified from the case. And it seems like they have a point. It's not like something that this is not something that a DA, an experienced DA would not know about. The stunts she pulled at the church is not something you're supposed to be doing, trying to inject race into the case. An experienced DA would know that. If you were an inexperienced lawyer, maybe not, but to go into the church and say in front of a black church and black congregation with the media, all this media attention around her, was egregious, and they wanted to disqualify from the case. And this is important because a couple things. They end with saying, for the foregoing reasons, President Trump respectfully requests this court to vacate in part the order, deny his motion to disqualify the prosecutor, and remand his case to the trial court with instructions that indictment, to get the case number, be dismissed, or alternatively that Willis and her office be disqualified from further participation in these proceedings. So they're saying they want the case dismissed, or they either want her, Miss Willis, to disqualified from the proceedings. So either way, they get the case dismissed, because they know that they're saying that this is a politically motivated action. That Fani Willis is acting more as a political operative than she is as a lawyer, as a DA. And they don't think, Trump and his lawyers don't think there's enough evidence to bring these actions. And they know that no other lawyer in the state of Georgia would take this case on. So they can get the case disqualified, gets disqualified. If they can get her they can get the case dismissed, it gets dismissed, but they can get her disqualified from the case. The case is over because nobody's going to take the case on. Nobody in the state of Georgia is going to take this case on with this threadbare evidence, because they don't need it. They don't need to risk their career and their reputation in the state of Georgia to take on a case to go after a former sitting president. And I followed Donald Trump's career for decades, and he's done a lot of stuff. I've seen him get into situations like, wow, they finally got him now. When he was a private citizen, they couldn't get him. Now, as a former president, he's an institution. The president's an institution. You're not just going to go after the president unless you have a serious reason. And the presidency will be protected in this country. And I think Fani Willis and the DA's office is finding it out, that this is going after Moby Dick, and you better have a big harpoon. And they have evidence. Seem like they have evidence to show that she acted in an egregious manner and to get the case dismissed. And she and her office keep giving these defendants more shots on goal. So they may have finally canceled Fani Willis. I think the tides have turned recently. They've gone to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has weighed in on a lot of these proceedings around the country in D.C., New York, and Georgia, that they should be delayed until after the election, just so that there won't be any appearance of election interference. And so the tides have changed, and now Trump and his lawyers have momentum, and they're going for it. If they can get her off this case, the case is over. So Trump may have finally canceled Fani Willis. Thank you for listening. Thank you.